Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for joining me for another video and another review, and this time is for one of my favourite first-person survival horror games based on one of my favourite science fiction IPs, Alien Isolation, and the fact it's still terrifyingly great in 2021. I originally played this game when it was first released, and I played through it on the Xbox One. It took me for bloody ever because I was so scared of the alien, which sounds pathetic now, but don't judge me. Then I played through it again on the PC and enjoyed it just as much the second time, if not more. And I also have it on PlayStation 4, which is what this footage is, and I have it on the Nintendo Switch version. The Switch version is just as good, if not a little bit better, than the other console versions, but I'll get into that a bit more later. So, without further ado, let's get stuck in. The story of Alien Isolation takes place 15 years after the events of Alien, with Amanda Ripley, now a young woman, still searching for her mother, Ellen Ripley, after the Nostromo went missing, for obvious reasons to Alien fans. However, the black box, or the flight recorder if you will, of the Nostromo was picked up and is now aboard the Sevastopol, a large ship that is now suffering from a little bit of an alien problem, just like the Nostromo did, maybe even worse. As Amanda and the small crew that she travels with get to the Sevastopol, things go from bad to worse from the get-go. The ship is almost powered down, desolate, showing signs of battles and despair, and everyone who is left that isn't missing, Ripley encounters, well, she just encounters people running in terror, or they're just trying to kill her because they're so scared of anything moving in the shadows, and there are these weirdos called Working Joes walking around, which are basically cheap and knockoff androids, not Weyland-Yutani engineering standard. And the story is actually pretty good and puts Amanda in some nail-biting situations. It's also awesome that Sigourney Weaver returns to give her voice for the role of Ellen Ripley on voice recordings and in the DLC where you can play as her. The story is also a good length at around 20 hours for just your average playthrough, and it can be anything up to 30 hours for completionists, as there's collectibles, hidden blueprints, and as you progress you'll gain access to new tools that will allow you to return to previous locations to unlock new doors and areas, and there's points in the story when you think it's over and it isn't, it just gets more intense. As an avid Alien fan and a survival horror fan, Alien Isolation is a game that I love to play through again and again. Like I said, I originally played through it on the Xbox One, then PC, then PS4, and now on the Switch. And, you know, I'm only going to show early game footage just in case there are people who haven't played the game yet. But the game is just, it's so much fun and just terrifying, especially for people who are easily scared. And the Switch port, like I said earlier, is outstanding. And I think it's something to do with the compression or the way it's been made to fit onto the Switch. It just makes the lighting or the particle effects better. I don't know, I didn't go too far into it, but it looks amazing, and especially in handheld. Alien Isolation is a first-person survival horror game, like I said, that pits you against a xenomorph, the perfect entity, the perfect creation that you just cannot kill. You can shoot it, burn it, generally piss it off, but it will just run, hide, and return with a burning vengeance. Ammo and flame fuel is scarce, as you can imagine, and also materials can be collected and used to craft various items, from medikits to sounders that can be used to distract the alien and other enemies and life forms out there trying to kick your ass. There are human and android enemies, like I said, that can be killed if you want to, but this is the type of game where you want to use stealth as your main weapon, because too much noise will draw the attention of the xenomorph, which would descend and kick all your asses. Like I mentioned earlier, there will be certain pieces of equipment and tools that you'll collect that can be used to unlock certain locks and hack doors, which gives the game a Metroidvania-style exploration incentive. You don't have to, but you can, as you'll be able to find extra materials, collectibles, and blueprints to craft, as well as some weapons and ammunition. The enemy and xenomorph AI is actually pretty darn good, and the atmosphere, the music, the graphical detail of the game really put you in the moment. The game does look damn good, and all the aesthetics of the ship and the items, like that of props and locations from the film, not exact locations, obviously the Nostromo went bye-bye, But, you know, the attention to detail here is off the charts, and speaking of locations, you actually get to walk on Alvin 426 and inside the Space Jockey's ship at one point, so look forward to that. The voice acting as well in the game is also really, really good, and the story itself does feel like a continuation of the Alien franchise, something that Colonial Marines dropped the bollock on all those years ago. At the end of the day, if you're an Alien fan like me and you also love survival horror games, hell, even if you're not an Aliens fan but you love survival horror games, this game is definitely for you. The game has been out for a few years now, so you can get it quite cheap. I recommend getting the complete edition with all the DLC, as that will add a good variety of side mini survival missions with different objectives, characters and items and weapons, including the original Nostromo crew and locations, so you can actually recreate the ending of Alien. And like I said, the game looks, sounds, feels and plays amazing, and is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me personally. I have never had any bugs, glitches, crashes of any kind whilst playing any of the versions, and I've always had a great time. It's not a full-on action game, it's not a balls to the wall adventure ride, so don't go into it thinking that. But if you want to be scared and you just like surviving and sneaking around and crafting stuff and just trying to do your best to stay hidden, this is the game for you. I understand certain people's gripes and other I'm not a game journalist at all, but I can understand where they say that the game can feel a little too long, as averagely survival horror games are only about 3-4 hours, maybe 6 hours in length, and this one is a good old 20 on a good day. But I don't care. I'm an Alien fan, and the more of this game I got, the happier I was and the more scared I was, and it was just one great big thrill ride. But anyway guys, please let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like it if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, and hopefully subscribe and stick around. I'll be doing some giveaways when I reach 1,000 subscribers, starting with a Nintendo Switch and going from there, hopefully loads of games and then eventually more console giveaways. And I just can't wait to give back to all of you that have been given to me. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until next time.